Hello, hello. Hey, friends. Good afternoon. Good morning. We are waiting for a few people. Oh, Sean, you're excited to be here. I saw your sneaky little grin.
Yeah, definitely.
This is recorded, but I am always still very unhinged on all of these meetings because it is on a private link in on YouTube, so only we can watch and enjoy the chaos. Seth is ready. Seth, I
I'm
can't
ready.
get
I
what
love the chaos. Yeah.
your rover pictures with everyone. Um, cool. We're gonna get started, and if folks start coming in, they will join us. At some point, my cat will start to scream and want to be put in his castle outside, so we'll take a little pause for that. Welcome to oh Jesus, this is the 21st cohort that I've done of this class. Yeah, lots of them. And it's always getting better and more exciting because I get to meet so many wonderful people online. And then I get to meet you guys in person once you finally make your departure over here. So, willkommen. I am calling you from Berlin. We are going to do a little round robin and do a little intro, and I'll write it down for everyone. So, your name, where you're calling from, and what country you want to move to. Oh, and your spirit animal. Sorry, that was a really important part that I forgot too. Spirit animal. So, Vanessa from LA moved to China first after I disappointed my parents and didn't go to law school. Calling you from Berlin. And my spirit animal is a cat, which is why I have it right here. Like, I'm probably okay by myself, but someone should definitely check on me. My husband actually like made enough food for me for the next 5 days because he's at a conference and he knows I'll just have protein shakes and like fried pieces of dough for meals if he doesn't take care of me properly. We're gonna go to Samantha next, and then we'll do a little ring. Samantha, where you're calling from, what country you want to move to, and spirit animal.
Hello, I'm Sam. I'm in Austin right now. I'm looking to move to Spain. And I'm gonna go really basic and say dog as my spirit animal, only because there's so many different types of breeds. And I feel like that's a cop-out answer. So do it that way you will.
What type of breed? Do you have one in particular?
I mean, I feel like me and my dog are exactly the same person. So
Hmm.
like half poodle, half chihuahua, which is interesting. I feel like there's probably something to unpack there. But yeah, he's cool and chill and is like a cat in some ways. But is still super friendly and is like pretty social. So yeah.
Hmm. Good choice. We'll go up to Ryan.
All right. Ryan Bowman, calling from Vancouver, Washington, and going to Berlin, Germany. And spirit animal would be the wolf.
Ooh, why the wolf?
Well, typically I'm a lone wolf looking for his pack, so
You found it.
yeah, here we
We're
are.
kind of an odd pack given all the different animals so far, but I feel like we're on the same page spiritually.
What's up, pack?
Yeah. Sean, what about you?
Hi, my name's Sean Goodinghouse. I'm coming to you from Berkeley, California, and I am intending to move to Austria and maybe eventually Germany. Um, Spirit animal, I don't know. I was just thinking I saw those like otters last weekend on Labor Day when I was in Morro Bay. They were pretty cute. They like seafood and they seem pretty fun. So I think I'm gonna go with that.
Good choice. Good choice. We'll go with Meredith next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Meredith. I am in Virginia Beach, Virginia, so about 3 hours south of DC. Um, would love to move to the UK, but I am very open to different options. And spirit animal, I'd probably say elephant. I have a stupid memory. Like the stuff that I remember is it's ridiculous. I kind of worry people sometimes. And I feel like they're very friendly, loving animals, and I attempt to be that way as much as I can.
I like that a lot. Hello, new folks. We're doing a little introduction where we say our name, where you're calling from, where you want to move, and what your spirit animal is. So far, we have a Chihuahua, a wolf, an otter, and sorry, Meredith, your animal one more time.
Elephant.
An elephant. I'm a cat, which is why I have that here. But we're gonna go to Seth next, and I'm just gonna put my camera off real quick to put my cat in his castle. It's very important to him. Go for it, Seth.
Sure. Well, I'm Seth, and I am from Indianapolis, Indiana, calling there from there. Actually, grew up a lot of my life near Virginia Beach, Virginia, so that was an interesting call out. But as far as my spirit animal, I honestly feel like I'm some sort of mix between Golden Lab because they're very like loyal and very like companion oriented, I would say. Um, and that's definitely me, but also like some sort of cat because I also love being indoors only and and also love to lay around and be a little bit lazy.
We love that for you. You deserve it. Seth is on his quest to be a French housewife. So we're gonna make that happen.
For sure.
Eric and Liz.
Hi, I'm Eric,
I'm Liz.
and we're thinking of going to the UK, but as Meredith said, we are also open to other options. And I see myself as a dog as well. Not a Chihuahua. I think it'd probably be more um, we have a little Maltese mix, and I kind of see a little bit of myself in her. So I guess I would be like a little mini Maltese.
Okay. I think I really want to be a dog, but I think I'm actually a cat because I also love my alone time and I don't really like to go out too much. I do, but not so much as I think I do.
I think you would be a good candidate for my cat castle to be two cats with a double income, no kids, and they literally have a castle on the balcony and never have to worry about anything. So,
Yeah, that sounds nice.
yeah. And you guys, where are you calling from? Texas?
Oh, Houston.
Houston.
Houston? Cool. H-Town. Well, another Texas person and my little cousin. Hi, Denise.
Oh, hi.
Not so little anymore.
No, not really.
Will you intro
So,
yourself?
yeah, so my name is Denise. I'm calling from San Antonio, Texas. I would say there's two spirit animals, I guess you could say. My first one I've adored since I was little. It's not really an animal, it's a mermaid, very ethereal, very mysterious. But if I were to pick a true animal, I would definitely say a golden retriever, just because I'm very loyal, very sociable, very fun, very outgoing. I love to be outdoors all the time. And I did the quiz, and it said that I was perfect match for Asia and Australia. So that's definitely something that I would like to look into. But technically, I lived in Germany before when I was little. I remember quite a bit from that. So I would want to probably go back to Germany or maybe even Ireland. So,
Okay, all good options. Thanks, Denise.
right. Yeah.
Let's go to Jackie.
Hi everyone, I'm Jackie. I talked to Vanessa before for my one-on-one, but I would love to move to Spain. It's been a dream of mine since 2016, the first time I went. But I'm also open to other countries as well. Um, I took the quiz and I think it said Asia,
What's your
Asia,
spirit animal?
Australia. I think my spirit animal would be a cat, just because I like a clean environment, and I'm industrious.
I don't know if I'd call my cats industrious unless they're murdering things. Then they're
Uh,
very industrious.
I'll solve problems for food. No.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. Alyssa, you're next.
Hello.
Hi.
Uh, I'm kind of I technically am with my parents while this is going, but I'll try and step in as much as I can. So I'm, well, right now we're in Ashland, Oregon, but I live in Chico in Northern California. And um, I would like to go to Europe, like France, Spain, um, Italy. But in terms of the plan we had talked about in the coaching session was possibly going to like Albania or somewhere really cheap and quick, or Mexico. And my spirit animal, I I was trying to describe, almost feel like a cat because like I want to, you know, like kind of relax and laze around. But then there at times I want to go explore and do my own thing and just have these, these bouts of like little episodes of energy. So
Awesome. Thank you.
uh, I came into the end, so I wasn't sure if there's any other question to answer.
Nope, that was it right now. We'll get back to you real soon. Don't worry.
Okay.
Sally, you're up, and Julia, you'll close out the intros.
Hi, I'm Sally. Currently in Salida, Colorado. Yes, I know it's Salida, but it's white people town, so they call it Salida. I grew up in the Bay Area, in the Central Valley, so I've lived in Berkeley. I've been to Ashland a bit. So I think my spirit animal is probably an alley cat because I like to wander. I'm resourceful and I don't have a real home where I'm from. So I'd like to eventually retire in Italy, but I'm a little ways away from that. So I'm undecided as to where I'll go next. So
Maybe we'll land you on a Greek island with all the other alley cats.
yeah, eventually, yeah.
Thank you. And Julia.
Hi, everyone. I am Julia, and I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. And I am looking to go to either Portugal or Spain. And my spirit animal is a sea turtle.
Okay.
I love the ocean. I have to be near water. I swim all of the time. And I just think they're just cool vibes, and I love the energy that they have.
Yeah, I can absolutely understand that. I used to do a lot of snorkeling and scuba diving, and they're like really friendly companions to have.
They're so great when you're out there in the middle of the water and you just see them like swimming by you. It's just so cool.
Yeah, I'm deeply afraid of open water, so I was crying the entire time, and I feel like they came to comfort me.
They knew. They
Yeah,
knew.
she's like, this woman's having a panic attack. Okay, cool. So something's going on in Texas because there's quite a few of you here. But I'll always love and appreciate that. This is how the class works, y'all. So every Sunday for the next 5 Sundays, we will be meeting together. You are expected to at least look at the previous week worth of work. So this week is all about values. But at the same time, we're all adults. We all have jobs. We all have people, things, pets to take care of. So please don't not doing your homework. No, please don't not show up because you didn't do your homework. I am not your boss. I am not your teacher. I am a companion to help you through this time. So most important part is to come participate, cheer on everyone around you, because this is a real opportunity to feel a lot less alone in this process. It is extremely isolating to turn your back on your friends, your family, your country, and say, like, I'll take the pay cut and leave this place instead. So, having all of you on this call is really, really motivating for everyone here. The weeks are broken up like this. So today's all about values and matching you with a country or city that is going to be the next iteration of a life that you love. I don't want to just relocate you to a place that's just as expensive, just as hard, and that you're going to be even more miserable in. Second week is all about visas because you will never stop applying for visas until you either become a permanent resident or a passport holder. I myself have visa hopped to over 8 different visas. Just emotionally buckle in for that one. Week 3 is the job abroad section. That's pretty much what I'm known for because my whole personality is finding jobs abroad, keeping jobs abroad, and all that nonsense. Week 4 is logistics. And so, how are you going to get your stuff abroad? How are you going to move your fur children to that new country? Where's the healthcare? How do you find your residence permit? How do you do all the things once you're landed? The 5th week is actually a final exam. I put it in quotation marks because each one of you will have 5 minutes to give a very brief PowerPoint presentation of your move abroad. So visualizing it end to end. Some people have a lot of fun with it and they just only do pictures. A lot of people are more A-type and they like to have every single detail listed out. I am the latter. Meredith, I have a rough idea of which one you are, girl. We just met like a couple hours ago, so it is up to you how you want to present it, but it's really an opportunity for you to visualize what that end-to-end move is going to look like, and it's a really wonderful exercise to practice. So that's what we're in for. This week, we are talking about values, and we're going to do a little round robin about what we do, what we like, how we support ourselves financially, and I'll be giving you recommendations based off of my experiences and my knowledge and the experiences of my clients. I know a little bit about most of you, so I'm going to cheat a little bit, but I also am going to like push back on your preconceived notions about where you think you might want to go. Just in case we're exploring here, we get to be dreamers and fantasize. So you're going to hear a lot of recommendations that may feel like they resonate with you. So don't be shy to steal other people's ideas. Like this is a real collaborative event. So we are going to start with the lone wolf over there. Hey, Ryan, could you tell us what your values were from this exercise and then what you do professionally?
Sure. One second. Let me get that. All right. So as far as the values, so you had us put it in 4 categories.
Mhm.
That's what you're asking for, right?
Well, give me
So
the
I
top
had
4 values that you have first.
health,
Hmm.
empathy,
Hmm.
stability, and adventure.
Okay. What type of adventure are you looking for?
Well, I've always loved exploring and traveling, right? I've mostly done it. I mean, I've done some international travel, but I've mostly done it around, the United States. And it just feels exciting to go on the other side of the world and do something completely different that's upside down from where we are,
Hmm.
and just get to know new people, a new language, just a whole new experience. I feel like um, I think the U.S. has been played out now. It's time to go check out something new. So
What type of empathy are you looking for? I know it's a very controversial value now.
yeah, I mean this country, the United States, right, has always been built on for the people, and uh, it doesn't seem to be very for the people to me. And I'd like to go to a country that feels like they actually care about people, that has a system, whether it be healthcare or just community. Over here, I feel like we're a bunch of individuals and want to go to a place where people are a little bit more united. And I realize it's not perfect. We're all still human. I'm not looking for everything to be fixed, but I am looking for something that feels more natural.
Hmm.
And what better place than to go somewhere that has been doing it for years, not an experiment.
Hmm. Hmm. What do you do for your work?
Well, I was a manager in a cloud computer company for 12 and a half years, and I was laid off in July. So I felt like this was a great opportunity to just go ahead and jump ship and see what happens. No guarantees, but you won't know until you try.
And what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I walk a lot, so I love to go outside. But I'm also pretty lazy, so just watching shows, watching movies. I'm a big football fan.
Mm.
Um, you know, yeah, mostly just try to explore, just try to stay in shape as much as I can, stay active and sleep a lot.
Love that for you. How do you feel about cross country skiing? Is that something that you think you could learn how to do?
Cross country skiing. I don't know. I mean, are we talking are we talking water? Are we talking snow, or what are we talking about here?
We're talking snow
Oh,
because
snow. Okay. Well, I am a snowboarder. I haven't done it for a while, but yeah, I've snowboarded for years.
okay. I think Norway would be a pretty interesting option for you because they're doing a lot of investment right now with cloud computing. They need really skilled and experienced people because their older generations don't have a lot of tech skills, but they're trying to reposition themselves as like another tech giant in the European Union. My cousin is actually in Norway, and so when I visited her, I too had to commute via ski. And so I was wondering, like, are you a strong skier guy, or you said you snowboard?
Yeah, I've never skied before. I've always snowboarded. I don't know if I can handle it at 43, but maybe skiing's easier at this age.
Fair. Well, if the children can cross country ski, I think certainly you could as well.
Okay. Worth a
Um,
shot.
Yeah, you mentioned community, and because of the winter, the cities in Norway really do like focus inward on communities because they don't want to have to like drive 3 hours to the next town in order to do whatever they have to do during the colder winter months. They have a lot of resources for indoor fun during the winter seasons as well. And they all speak English really, really well. So I think it'd be pretty easy for you to integrate, to start to create a community for yourself. You can easily get to Sweden and Denmark from Norway via boat, plane, cross-country skiing if you get really good at it. Um, does this interest you at all?
It's curious, it's curious. I'd have to look into it and research it and stuff. I mean, as of right now, I'm hard set on Berlin, Germany, but of course, there's no guarantees, right? And so I'm always looking for a backup plan. Current backup plans are, Albania or the UK, but I'm willing to go anywhere at this point. As long as I don't go back to the United States, that's all that matters.
Well, being too open, friends, is actually going to work against you because it splits your attention, it splits your applications. So focusing on no more than two countries at a time is my best practice. So I know you're set on Berlin. We already put a lot of things in motion for Berlin. But neighbors in the Netherlands, in Norway, they're all looking for people with your profile as well. So if at any time you're curious and want to send a couple of applications in those directions, I think that would be interesting to see what happens.
Sounds good.
Cool. Let's go down to Samantha. What were your
Hello.
values?
Yes. Do you want me to just like pick four? Because I feel like I've highlighted too many.
Yes, please.
Okay, so um one of my main is curiosity.
Hmm.
And then there was personal development. I feel like I'm kind of constantly in a place of reinventing myself or like self-efficacy, I think is the term.
Hmm.
The other is I think autonomy
Hmm.
is a huge one for me right now. And then creativity. Um, yeah, that's been kind of the core of my life and my career. And I feel like when I'm not able to create in the way that I need to figure out a shift. And that's kind of where I am now. And I'm looking to kind of change my environment to inspire more creativity, curiosity, and that kind of thing.
What inspires creativity for you?
I don't know. I mean, I think like new experiences and making opportunities for me to really think about kind of a human experience. And it was kind of, you know, lofty, but like really connecting with other people, new people, learning about myself through that process, and kind of changing the way that I've been conditioned, right? So like really just kind of thinking bigger and trying to articulate that in a way through whether that's through film or through audio. Yeah.
What is your creative outlet? Is it writing? Is it art where you're painting?
Yeah, right now I'm producing podcasts, but my background's in film production. That's not necessarily what I'm doing full time,
Mhm.
but that all informs like my storytelling in like the communications world. So I've landed in marketing that I think a lot of people in my world kind of end up. And yeah, so it all kind of plays together.
Mhm. What was the first value that you had?
I think it was, which one did I pick out? Curiosity.
Curiosity. Okay. What was the second one?
Um, which one did I? Personal development.
Okay. What does personal development look like for you? Is it professional? Is it
Yeah.
you learn how to cook? What does that mean?
All of the above, actually. So I like, and throughout my life, I've taken several different kinds of like classes, and like I've completely redone the way that I've approached personal finance and like
Mhm.
broke down my relationship with money. I actually think that's how like you ended up in my feed algorithm. And that didn't happen until like a couple of years ago. So I like learned about investing just because I was interested in it. I've taken cooking classes and I'm interested in kind of learning new things to find like what am I good at? And then from a professional perspective, I'm always thinking about like what is that opportunity to level me up? So what are there books or are there things that I can kind of learn about and dive into a different field? So I've shifted from like filmmaking into the tech world via social media strategy. And now I'm finding myself in like media creation and marketing, performance marketing and things. So yeah, I'm kind of finding a path in my career that isn't necessarily linear, but based on like my interests, what I'm good at, and then past experience as well.
So I don't want to distract you from your Spain plan because you are working on your Mexican passport. It'll give you access to a Spanish passport in 2 years. But once you're done with that, you should come to Berlin. You should come hang out with
I
Ryan.
know that I've actually, you mentioned that in our first meeting, and I was like, man, and I have two other friends who just moved to Berlin too. So I'm not completely closing myself off to Spain. Spain is kind of like the landing point to open those opportunities. So yeah, definitely thinking about it. But so what do you think? Where do you find that match in
Well,
me and
you're
Berlin?
you're like a classic multi-hyphenated woman. Like you have so many interests, you have so many ways that you want to experience the full spectrum of life. And Berlin will assault all of your senses, all of it, your vision, your smell, your your wallet.
Yeah.
But it allows you to be really creative in a very like affordable place. So I have like
Mm-hmm.
17 hobbies because I only need $2,500 or 2,500 euro a month to live on, and all my other money is for investing, for my hobbies. I bought $300 worth of fabric 2 days ago. Do not follow me for financial advice.
I know, right? I'm like, rethinking this. No, that makes a
No.
lot of sense. I mean, a huge reason for shifting out of like the American rat race is
Yeah.
because like I really am not finding that space anymore to create. So like
Yeah.
Berlin's one of those places, and that I feel like that's where my compass will end up kind of taking me to. So that's a good suggestion.
Yeah, we'll go watch a documentary in Dutch about sex work, and then we'll go get kebabs from the place down the road afterwards. Uh,
Wonderful. Sounds like a
yeah.
I want to come too.
great hang. Great hang. Come over.
Yeah, we'll have a little party. I throw an annual Christmas market party in Berlin for clients, and so people fly in for
Cool.
this. And there's tons of us here in Berlin as well. So you'll be right there with us in a year or two.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Let's bop over to Eric and Liz. What were your values?
Can you pull them up?
Yeah.
So my values were calmness, creativity, health, and stability.
Hmm.
And Eric's were love, community, achievement, and freedom.
What does love mean, Eric?
Love means like caring for others, kind of like I guess like empathy, but I think it's like the next step after empathy. It's not just like
Mhm.
relating to other people, but also for me, it's like just making sure that everyone is living the life they want to live
Mhm.
and they have the resources to, achieve their full potential.
Mhm. What does calmness mean to you, Liz? Is that by the ocean? Is that in a
Um,
cottage by the in the country? What does that look like?
I guess more like the country, more like peace. I think I associate that more with like peace and like, being able to um I don't know, be at peace. uh just yeah, I associate that with um reading, like for myself. I
Mm.
like to read a lot. So that I guess could be what I associated with.
Do you want like an environment where you can have a really cozy apartment, home to yourself, and like really make it your own? Is that what your vision is?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Could
like
you
that.
could you share with the group what you both do for work?
Yeah, so I am a quality control analyst. It's not tech. Um, and
And I'm an application engineer, also not the tech part of it, but um, more like mechanical engineering.
And you mentioned the UK when we started this call, but we spoke about Spain. What about the UK is drawing you guys to that place?
I like that. Well, from what I've heard, that you walk a lot. Um, and I like to be, I would like to be more active in my daily life. I have a lot of health issues, so I just don't, this is not the country where you get that every day. When we visit Mexico as well, like we walk a lot and I always lose like 5 pounds. So like I love it. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, like something like that. And it's just really beautiful. I don't know. To me, it's beautiful.
I'm gonna cheat a little bit with what I know about you guys already. Are you thinking about doing like a study program still, maybe a master's degree to make a pivot? Is that still
I
on the
I
table?
For me it is, but I would like to do something that goes with my creativity value. That
Mhm.
exercise was really helpful for me. I had never done that before. Um, so I really want to like study something that can foster that creativity
Mm.
value.
Mhm.
So I was thinking of doing something like in like the literary world, because that's really what I am interested in.
Okay, I'm gonna throw you for a curveball, and I need to use Google Maps to show you because there's no way to explain this otherwise. So I stand by my original recommendation for you guys to invest in Spain, partly because you guys also are working on your Mexican passports, so you can invest in a Spanish one, but because that there are really cheap and affordable programs that you could do, Liz, to focus on something more creative, focus on what you want next for your career. If I had to give you a second option, though, this is the scam that I would run. So, this is a map of Switzerland. As you are all aware, it's landlocked between all these different countries. Eric, you could get a really wonderful job in Geneva or Basel. and then live in the French countryside. So you could have your beautiful cottage with your lovely reading room. There's also really affordable education in France as well. Lyon is incredible. You will also have a neighbor, Seth, that can be out there to pet sit for you guys. But if you are making a Swiss Geneva cash money, Liz, you don't have to work, truly and honestly. Like we're seeing like 200K salaries coming out of Geneva, out of Switzerland in general, and you would be able to work in mechanical engineering pretty easily, Eric. You are not the only person to think of this scam, so you're going to need to get used to taking the train to work across country borders potentially. But here it doesn't really matter. We don't do visa checks, we don't do passport checks or anything like that. Yeah, it would be a really comfortable life where both of you can have the lifestyles that you want, even though they're a little bit different than one another, but you can do it all in one place.
Okay. I
Maybe
mean,
some,
I'm open to exploring that.
yeah. Something to definitely consider once you guys are both EU citizens, because it'd be super, super easy to do that.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah, no, it does.
Anyone else here can steal that idea as well. We're gonna get on real soon. Denise, we're gonna go with you next.
Okay. So I have my four values, but they're obviously not in order. So one of them is advancement, compassion, health, and safety. I would say with advancement, it's like skill growth, increased responsibility, and just kind of have more of a clearer career path, just kind of seeing like what the next step is. Because I feel like every time when I go into a job, there's always just one other step, and that's it. You can't really climb the ladder. I can't really grow. I can't really like learn new things. I can't really like make the decisions that I would like to make. I always had to follow through someone else. And like I felt like my job responsibility was never what it all really entailed. I still had to go through somebody. I still felt like I fell back. And so being able to have that recognition and that impact with that advancement would be really nice. Um, Compassion is just super important to me, especially working in healthcare, like leading with your heart and having a really strong team culture with emotional intelligence. That's super important to me, just because I feel like a lot of people who do work in healthcare, you do run into those people who've worked there for a really long time and kind of lack that empathy. They kind of just, they dealt with it for a long period of time. So they're kind of just like, I've dealt with it. I'm done. They just don't lack it. So just someone that has a little bit more empathy and that has like that drive to like work in that team culture is really important to me.
That was a very American answer.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What about
Um,
for your personal life, outside of your career? What do you want?
Honestly, like I'm a very social person. I really like being active. I like to exercise. I really like to go dancing. More of just like being able to meet new people and try new things. I'm also very competitive. So learning new things is super fun. I like to just like try new things, whether it's like that ski across country. I was like, that sounds kind of cool. Really anything. I really like meeting people who are just like not adrenaline junkies, but just always are very spontaneous.
Hmm. I think the Netherlands would be really interesting for you because you cycle everywhere. And
Ooh.
yeah, cycling is their whole culture. I don't even know where you would park a car in Amsterdam, if I'm being honest. London is a 2 hour train away. Paris is a 2 hour train away. You're right on the water as well. So you could go boating if you really want, and it'll keep you busy. More importantly, Netherlands has one of the strongest medical tech opportunities in Europe. So I know you're in like not patient care, but like you work with patients more one-on-one.
Mhm.
Could transition into medical med tech services as like a program manager, as an account manager, something like that. So you have a more like traditional career growth opportunity there. You have good salaries. Most importantly, you have handsome men. Uh,
Ooh.
And you're near me, your favorite cousin. So,
I know.
a secondary option, does your grandma have access to a Mexican passport?
She does.
She
Yes.
does? Okay. I might recommend that you guys start exploring that as a second option. Just to better to have it than when you don't need it than to need it and not have it. If you are able to figure that out, let me know, girl, because my mom's side of the family is fucking my paperwork up. My mom's mom changed her birthday to 4th of July because she thought white people would like her better.
Oh, wait, didn't you tell me this? Yeah, I think you did.
So now we can't find anything about her death, about her birth. I'm going to personally have to go to Mexico and start like rummaging around trying
Oh
to,
my gosh, yeah.
yeah. So if we can find something for Debbie's mom, maybe I can tie my application to yours since we're related.
Maybe.
Okay.
That should work.
Cool. Think about the Netherlands, and also think
Okay.
about Spain. I think taking
Spain.
some time to do a master's degree in information technology with like a healthcare focus would be really interesting. An information technology master's is like a smorgasbord of trying different things that we would do in a normal tech company. So you would do
Okay.
program management, product design, maybe one or two coding classes, but that wouldn't be the focus. You really get the opportunity to know what is in a normal tech company. And most importantly, you get to have experience to talk about in the interviews. And so it makes a huge difference. And these programs, the master's degrees, are like 5,000 or less for the year if you find a public program.
Crazy. Wow. That's very shocking.
Yeah. So
My student loans could never.
no. Cool. Let's go over to Seth.
Hey everybody. So I guess we start with my four core values.
Yes, please.
So for those, I think the best ones are community.
Hmm.
I like clean slate a lot.
Hmm.
Creativity and uniqueness.
Okay, I'm gonna cheat just because I love our plan that we created. So
Yeah, we do have a good plan too. But I mean, I wonder if she's gonna like give me like be like we fucked up or
no,
whatever.
no, we spent too much time on this plan together. Okay.
Okay.
Seth is moving to France. More
Yes.
importantly, to the countryside of France. He's doing a information technology degree in English in
Yes.
France. Do you remember
Yes.
how much the programs were, Seth?
They were really cheap. They were like it was what was it like 250 to like 500 euro for like was it a year or
Per semester.
for a semester? Yeah. So it was like super super cheap to do like a master's program. But I think we're gonna start on an intensive language learning visa, transition into the student visa, and then go from there.
Correct.
But yeah, I like the idea of France a lot. Also, one of the reasons why we're like so like kind of focused in on France is because of my background and taking like French throughout high school and college. So I have like that sort of like foundation there, and it would probably be like the easiest language to learn in a country that does not primarily speak English.
Another benefit for France is they have a program where you can apply to become French in 2 years instead
Oh
of
yeah.
5, so long as you have a degree, an advanced degree from a French institution. So
Yes.
this is how we're like cutting across because once you get that passport, you can go anywhere in the 33 different states.
Yep.
Um, do you remember how much the cost of living was when we were searching about it?
I think the cost of living, I have gotten like sort of like mixed numbers, and I'm a little bit confused, but I think it was like the average rent for like a one bedroom was like between like 750 to maybe like 1100 euros.
Hmm.
So like super, super affordable. And also the cost of living is like a lot lower as well. Like as far as like, restaurants, food. that sort of thing.
Yep. In the European Union, we have really affordable student housing for internationals, but it's really important to get on the list super early.
Right.
They don't share rooms with one another. They have their own private room, and then they have like a shared kitchen space if anyone's interested in it. In the Nordic countries, they have whole apartments for mature students, aka people who are not 22.
Right.
Yeah, so always an option as well if anyone's thinking about going back to school, getting an information technology degree because they heard about it at that one class.
Yep.
But really excited, Seth, for your plan, and
Definitely.
I really think we found a great match for you.
I think so too. Yeah, I really like the fact that it's like a 2 year like pathway. So it's like I mean, not that I would like leave or, come back or anything, but just as far as like having the option to move other places after that.
Mhm.
Because Vanessa's also like kind of helping me to build a business. Like I think like Samantha was talking about, like with digital marketing type work and podcast production, video and audio editing, and social media marketing and stuff like that. So I'm trying to like basically combine all of the skills that I have knowledge of into like one digital marketing like service that I can sell to people.
Love it. Thank you, Seth.
Yep.
Let's go over to Sean. Sean, what are your values?
Hey, so I think I came up with like personal development, meaningful relationships, career success, and the other one, I categorized them, which is like very much an accounting thing to do. I didn't actually come up with themes, so I'll just stick with those three for now. But
Mm.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Um,
What does
yeah,
personal development mean in what?
I just like learning stuff constantly, whether it be new cultures, about new people, new things, languages. I've been studying German this year or whatever. I don't know. I just like learning new things and now developing my network, a new network of people. I feel like coming out of the pandemic kind of like changed everything for me, like nothing's been the same since for me personally. So just trying to find a way to move forward now that that's all behind us.
Fun.
So that's important.
What was the first value that you had?
Personal development, meaningful relationships, career success.
What describe career success? Because it sounds that was a dreadfully American response as well. You
Yeah,
and
I know it
I have
was.
a lot in
Well,
common.
it's because, well, I'm an accountant and I got my master's degree. I would, so I know it's a very American response, but like things are so like expensive here. I was just talking to my buddy who already moved to Austria and like in the Bay Area, I feel like you need like 300K just to like get by. But even then, I don't even know if that's like a good income anymore because like half of it goes to taxes.
Mhm.
And then, you have to save for retirement. That's another 15%. A mortgage is going to be 7 or 8 grand a month. You got to pay 2K a month if you have kids for childcare, eat for per kid. I mean, it's just like ludicrous. I don't know what's going on here, but so really it doesn't need to be like I just need to be in a place where, the career and everything works in a way that you get more for it. I mean, like I said, the taxes here are about the same as they are in Europe and you get nothing for it. It's just like, yeah. So, anyways, that's kind of what I have in mind. I just like it to be stable. I'd like to have opportunities for advancement, flexibility. I value professionalism and would eventually like to start my own accounting firm,
Yeah.
but that's a secret for now.
Okay, I won't tell anyone. We know that you're probably moving to Austria, but a secondary option is, of course, Germany. Like we have all the career stuff that you are looking for. We have the stability. Over here in Berlin, we have this lake because I know you like to sail, and there's
Yeah,
tons and tons of international people here. So that value of having like community and connecting with people is absolutely on the table for you here.
cool. Yeah, and that was my original thought, but with I have, as you know, the citizenship pending for Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were to move, it would delay my application. So I actually kind of ruled Germany out at this point because I will be a citizen probably in like 6 or so, maybe 10 months. But for the time being, that's I can't go there. But I've been doing a lot of research on Vienna the last week or two. I can tell you.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Do you have another meeting scheduled for our shared acquaintance? Not acquaintance.
Yes, Thursday.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm studying right
Yeah.
now, cramming.
I introed Sean to a good friend and founder of mine that does an accounting startup, and it seems like things are moving in the positive direction.
Yeah, it went really well. Yeah, so just in the last like 2 weeks, it's kind of really happened quickly. So it's kind of cool. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
it's always a good. She was chasing me for you,
Oh,
so
good. That's a
yeah,
great
that's a
sign.
really good
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah, I emailed her, but I don't like hassling people, so I figured I'd just ask you today if I hadn't heard from her. But it works. I think the first interview went quite well. So,
Play it cool. You are
yeah.
the prize, Sean. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Cool. Let's go over to Julia. Hello, my little sea turtle. What are your values?
So couldn't narrow it down to four. So I have five. Creativity, independence, community. What were the other two? Joy
Mm-hmm.
and inclusiveness.
What does community mean if you also want your independence?
So independence is very much me. Like I live a very independent life. You
Mm,
know, I am a single person who owns a two-family home. I'm a landlord. I work as an executive. So I have a lot of things, and I like the fact that it's just me doing it.
mm,
Like it's been really empowering for me. I think I agree. I think it was Sean that said everything changed with the pandemic. My whole life completely changed with the pandemic. So I was in like a 10-year relationship
oh,
that with the pandemic, the realization of like how unhealthy this is, and
mhm,
I need to do something completely different for myself. And
mm,
so I've done that, and I've done it completely by myself, which
mm,
has just been so empowering for me. And
mm,
so I want to be able to keep that as well. But community, I think the reason why it's been so good for me is that I'm always out with friends. I'm
mm,
always out. You know, Providence is a very active community where there's always a bunch of events, free concerts, like all of those things. And I'm at all of those events. You know, I love that kind of environment. Joy, I'm a really happy person. I have a childlike wonder about me that, so I get excited going on adventures. I like going to new places. I like trying new cultures, different foods, meeting new people. Like, I'm just so inspired by other things that are not like my typical life in the United States.
mm, mm,
I work as an executive director for a national nonprofit. So I manage 4 states. I'm in charge of like all of the fundraising, advocacy, special events.
mm,
So that's grant writing, all of that stuff is really kind of my wheelhouse. I've been in nonprofit for about 10 years. Um, and I'm also, a landlord, which is crazy too.
mm. Um, could you work remotely with what you do now?
I mean, I currently work remotely in my role, but
Mhm,
it's very location based. Like I have to be in one of the 4 states that I live in. So I
mhm,
definitely would have to find a new career. I've thought about, consulting work as an option,
mhm,
because, I do have people who have reached out to me about, gaining my knowledge about helping them with their special events or with their fundraising.
mm,
Um, in a past life, when I was in my 20s, I was actually studying to get my PhD in international relations
mhm,
on political science. And so I kind of got very discouraged by the first administration. But this administration now is making me want to go back to what I was studying.
mhm,
And so that's one thing. I don't think I could afford to go back to a PhD program in the United States, but the idea of doing it in Europe, opens up
mhm,
something completely
mhm.
different.
It really does. So in the Nordics, you get paid upwards of 3,000 US dollars per month to do your PhD there. I had a client who was doing a PhD in Sweden, but not Gothenburg or Go. I don't remember what that city's name is. She's out in the middle of nowhere living her best life. And she was the one that got the apartment for the mature student and had her cat there with her as well. So Nordics would be interesting if you wanted to go finish your PhD. The reason I ask about the remote work is because nonprofit work is hard to translate one to one out here, especially because a lot of the fundraising and grant writing are in different languages. However, if you were to be able to get a few contracts that you could work remotely, I would send you to Portugal. I think you would have a really beautiful, beautiful life there, especially in northern Portugal, where there's lots of like women who have they're not communes. They're just like shared living spaces amongst women where they garden and they dance and they experience art. And it's just like oh, what I envision for what I want my life to be when my husband dies and I'm by myself. Like there's a 10-year age gap between us, so he's going first. And so what am I gonna do with all that time? I want to go do LSD in the woods with my girlfriends at our commune.
I mean, that's Portugal's literally at the top of my list. I did my first scouting trip in Portugal in April and did a 9-day road trip with my dad and my brother, and we just loved it. It was incredible there. And I've looked into the D7 visa because I do have the potential of renting out my whole house instead of renting out the bottom apartment and being able to qualify. I make enough income now on passive income to qualify for the D7 visa in Portugal. So
Excellent.
it's kind of been a thing that I've been in the back of my head, but it's also, with the new changes that they might be making in Portugal with the residency going from 5 to 10 years, I've been thinking, Spain or France also.
Hmm. Spain and France are great options for visa purposes. Spain is still 10 years though, so you're not going to be able to get around that. You really just need a permanent residency card, and like that's just as good as a passport, to be honest. Like, do you really need to vote? But
Yeah, no.
no. It's also just so much more affordable in Portugal, especially if you're not living in Lisbon. Like you could get a whole house for like €1,000 per month. So I really think if there's flexibility in your plan, in your income, uh, Portugal would give you that beautiful childlike wonder in your life because it has sea, it has mountains, it has farm, it has wine, it has covens.
Oh,
Um,
it's so beautiful. I was completely blown away by the amount of like UNESCO World Heritage sites in one country is just like, or
yeah.
like when you're going in and you see actual like Roman ruins and you're just like, I didn't expect I was just gonna drive by an aqueduct
Yeah.
that's like 0.5 miles. That's ridiculous.
You have to go to the Azores. I always say it Azores like you would speak Spanish, but hold on, let me just show the group.
Oh, the Azores. So I'm from like the part of Rhode Island that I'm from is the largest Portuguese community in the United States. And so I grew up and all of my friends were their family came from the Azores. And so I'm so
Mm.
familiar. And I'd like, they would come home like it'd be like high school and they'd be sending me pictures of their vacations. And I was like, this place looks like a complete dream.
It does. I'm desperate to go there and start to do a little droning myself. So we'll send you first to start the coven. Samantha and I will be following you very quickly. If any of the other women want to come to the coven, you're more than welcome as well. The men can follow Sean on his boat as they sail around Europe. Awesome. Thank you, Julia. Appreciate that. Meredith, why don't you tell us about your values, please?
Um, there were so many. I don't know how you expect us to
You
narrow it down.
you got
Um,
four.
okay. So I had chose they're not in order, but health, growth, fun, and community.
Health, growth, fun, and community. It is growth climbing the corporate ladder like our friends Sean and Denise.
No, not necessarily. I'm always looking for ways to grow myself personally. I love to learn. I love to educate myself in different ways. I mean, if I love what I'm doing in a job and I can climb it higher and higher, then that's awesome too. It'll just help me pay for more trips.
Mhm.
Um, but I've managed people in past lives and past jobs, and it's a lot. And I already have enough of a personality to manage, so I'm not sure how much corporate climbing, because the higher you go, the more people you have to take care of. But I am open. I am open to all different kinds of growth.
What were your other three words? Tell me one more time.
Yeah, health, fun, and community.
Okay, what do you do for fun?
I'm extremely active individual. I shared with you, I teach yoga on the side. So I love to be active. I walk a ton. I love hiking. I travel as much as I can. I just basically take my laptop and I'm like, yeah, I'm working totally. I'm in a bar in France. But anyway, um, I love to read. I'm in a book club and I'm very close to that. So that's why the community aspect of it, it's very important to me. I have I like to I have a ton of acquaintances, but I have, very few select close friends. And so building a community wherever I end up is very important because I like my alone time. I am very much like my cat in that regard, but you get lonely, especially when it's just you and you need it's like I'm like a plant. I need sunlight, I need people, I need, people to entertain me and to do life with every once in a while. So yeah.
Okay. I have a little bit of a curveball for
Okay.
you
Love it.
because we did talk about remote work when we spoke, but
Mhm.
I sense that there is like a real need to experience like all the flavors of life. And so there is a city in northern Italy called Turin. And it looks like you're in a fairy tale, truly and honestly, and like your books would be written about love stories in this Italian city.
Yeah.
Italy has a digital nomad visa that you could apply to. Turin is also super affordable still. And there's lots of art, there's lots of culture, there's lots of history. I just think if you were to pick this as an option, you would really fall in love with this place.
It's lovely. I've never done Northern Italy, but I think I shared with you like this time next year I'll be in Northern Italy. So I'll have to go check it out too.
Please, please. This is one of my like escape routes as well. I want to die in Turin. Um,
Okay.
so I'll see you there.
Awesome. Love it. Yes, yes.
What was the other two? You had community and
Yep.
the fourth one.
Health, fun, and we already went through growth. Yeah.
What is under health? Is that just like general wellness or?
Quality of life. Like I said, I'm very active, so I'm a very healthy person, but I work a ton. I have my full-time job, I work in cybersecurity. I teach yoga. If I'm not doing those two jobs, I'm usually house sitting for people. Um, I'm trying to save up as much money as I can so I can retire before I'm 90 and so I can travel a ton. But I love working. I get a lot out of work and again, being just myself, I take a lot of pride in being able to take care of myself and live the kind of life that I want to live without, I mean, one day I would love to have somebody else pay all my bills. That'd be freaking amazing. So that's another goal, to find a person when I'm over there. But again, I love being able to take care of myself and do those things, but I would love to be able to have a lifestyle where I don't have to do 20 million different jobs to live life the way I want to live it and still feel like I'm getting everything out of it. So, being able to go explore different places and meet new people and still, feel really confident and secure in work and what I'm doing to pay the bills, but again, not feel like crap. I can't take XYZ trip because I'm not making enough, or I need to pick up another job, and then that's less time and hours in the day. And my mom was talking to me the other day, and I have two sisters, and both of them are married. And my sister was like, she works too much, she needs to date more. And that's another thing. I live in the same, I moved back to the same city that I was raised in. So everybody that is out there that I meet is, I went to high school with, or they're all in the Navy. And I'm just like, no, thank you. I'd
Yeah.
rather, I'll just work. Thanks. Thanks though.
No,
Appreciate it.
you're gonna move to the northern Italy and have a whirlwind romance.
There you go. Love
A
it.
handsome man that preferably speaks very little English. That's what I would love for you and any
Force me
other
to
of
learn that
my
Italian.
single clients. This is also an unofficial matchmaking
I
service as
kind of
well.
hope. You never know.
So between everyone in this call and the Rolodex of single men, women, and non-binary folk in my mind, I got you locked in up here now, Meredith.
Love it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
If anyone else would like to be in my Rolodex, you let me know in the chat. Okay, there we go. Ryan, Sean, you too? Ryan, okay, Ryan, you're on your discovery and lone wolf life, so I'll let you know. Thank you, Meredith. I appreciated that. Let's go down to Jackie.
Um, so I'm gonna have to say growth, like the
hmm
others, peace, safety, health, and community.
What does peace mean to you?
I'm I'm like so burnt out right now. I'm like the human equivalent of a marshmallow. Like I want after work, I don't want to feel like, okay, going back home to, to watch the Netflix box. Um, I want to live in just a peaceful community. I don't have to worry about crime.
Mm,
Like where I live, I could actually take a metro into work, but I can't because it's St. Louis.
mm.
And nobody actually takes the metro unless there's like a major sporting event.
Yeah, yeah. You said safety. Is that part of what you've just described as well?
Yes, yeah. I grew up in Florida and now I live in St. Louis and it's um I'd like to live in a place where, I really only have to worry about getting mugged, not dying.
Yeah, I'm sorry to laugh at that. That was such a weird thing to do on my part. I'm giggling a little bit because I was actually held up at gunpoint on a date. Not by my
By
date,
the deal.
but on a date, yes. And it was a French boy who panicked and like just froze. And then I dealt with it and got us out of the situation. And it was during Pride, actually. So we had gone to get food and then we were making out in my car. And then someone just like opens our car door and like points a gun at us. And so when the police came, they brought like four cars, two helicopters, and this boy was like, oh yeah, he looked like 50 Cent. And like, have you never seen a black person before other than 50 Cent? Because this was a light-skinned man with like freckles. And I was like, officer, this man does not speak English properly. Please do not harass men who look like 50 Cent on the street. And I think he was just so shocked because this doesn't happen in France, and like it's not in their reality to ever think about something
Mm,
like this. We did talk about you considering a master's degree to make a little bit of a pivot. Is that
yep.
something that you would still be interested in?
Yes, it is. I think I'm pretty like stuck in my ways at work. I work at rhymes with Wells Fargo Bank. Um, but I do feel like very much trapped in my little role.
hmm I think that going to like something on the Mediterranean would be really beautiful for you, like really slow pace to life. There's a lot of really good universities in the south of France, in the south of Spain. I don't have one in mind in particular, but their programs for public universities are normally under 5,000, and that'll buy you some time to really recover from your marshmallow status, and start thinking about what you want in this next iteration of your career. It'll give you an opportunity to fall in love with the language, fall in love with a handsome man or woman, whatever you're thinking. Um, And most importantly, you've worked so hard for so many years.
Yeah. I mean, I love America is the ghetto. I love, my Spanish classes. It's
Yeah.
like, the greatest hour of my week. My Spanish teacher was almost deported, but
No.
whatever. Story.
Well, between you and I and everybody in this call and the recording, the best way to learn a language is to date a handsome person that doesn't speak your native language. So keep that in the back of your mind. Thanks, Jackie, for sharing all of that with us. We're gonna bop up to Sally. Hey, Sally. Alyssa, you're gonna close us out, girl. So emotionally prepare yourself over there.
So I'd done this right when you sent them out, so I couldn't figure out what I had where it was. I was like, did I even do this?
Okay.
But I found it, so I did it. Yay. Um, Adventure, autonomy, acceptance, and community. Which I'm not sure is entirely, but yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
Okay. You also have the opposing ideas potentially, autonomy and community. What does community and autonomy look like for you?
Okay, I think it was Meredith who said like, like I do things on my, or maybe it was Joel. I don't remember. Sorry. But I am in, I am too independent, but I also love to be a part of things. And I'm Josie Joyner when somebody says like, let's do, I don't know, I did a trapeze class at a meetup because I want to do a high flying trapeze class. And I met one of my closest, nearest, and dearest friends doing it. It was terrifying and I'm afraid of heights, and that didn't cure it, but it was amazing. Um, but but I'm also like, I sit at home with my cat and twiddle my thumbs because, so I'm like either one or the other. I'm not usually in between.
Okay. What do you want your everyday life to look like, except for your job? Leave that out.
Um, well, I thought about the part of the reason I want to live in the Mediterranean is because I grew up near the water,
Mhm.
even though it was cold water in the Bay Area.
Mhm.
And now I liken it to living at the bottom. I'm the broken chip in the chip bowl because all I see are mountains around me,
Mhm.
and I get they're pretty, but I'm bored with them. So I really want to live near an ocean. I don't want to shovel snow ever again in my fucking life. It should be outlawed. Just saying. Um, I would go visit it, but I don't want to live in it. I have applied, got my certificate to teach English as a foreign language. I have tentatively applied to work at a hagwon in South Korea, but that kind of makes me nervous because one, the recruiter doesn't communicate with me regularly, and um, I want to get the fuck out of this country. So I'm nervous because I curse like a trucker, and that might not be great in other countries. But if they don't speak English that well, it won't matter.
Exactly.
But Italy, I mean, the men are pretty, the food is good, and the scenery is great, and it's beautiful all the time. So I'm like, I could end up there. That wouldn't be bad.
It wouldn't be terrible. I mean, Julia's Coven is also an option.
Yeah,
She said
yeah,
we're
yeah.
amazing.
Are you taking applications for the coven? Oh, but I want to go on the boat too, because see, I'm either one or the other. It's never in between. I'm so indecisive.
It's okay. I have a curveball recommendation. I don't have off the top of my head a pathway there yet. However, there is an island called Crete. Have you ever heard of Crete
I
in?
was just, yeah, I'm obsessed with all of the live abroad YouTubes, and so I was like, oh, that's um, an interesting option because it is really beautiful, and I don't have to shovel snow, and so yeah, these are priorities.
So in Crete, I've been like 6 times because I like it so much. It is a blend of cultures because it's right here in the dead center of the Mediterranean. So it's been invaded by everyone, which means their culture is a completely unique blend of Turkish, Moorish, North African, European. So it's going to give you a lot of different flavors all in one place. Not a lot
Okay.
of people speak English there, so you can swear as much as you want.
Fuck
Um,
yeah!
fuck yeah! It's pretty affordable to live there as well, so long as you're not in the main city of Hanya. But I would be shocked if they didn't have like some way for you to teach English and move there. And then there's a lot of tourism, English speaking tourism that you can do on the side as well to help also supplement your lifestyle. And the boys there, the influence from all of these nations mean they're
No, they're pretty. I've seen them. Yeah, they're pretty too.
so pretty. I can't speak to them. I just get too nervous, and I'm actually an introvert, so it just gives me a lot of anxiety. But
Yeah, me too, but I still stare. It's fine. Now that I'm 50, I'm over 50, so I can stare. They just think I'm a crazy old lady. It's fine.
I mean, it's quite the place for cougars as well. I'm just pointing that out. Give me some more.
Duly noted.
Give me some more time to use the old noodle, and we'll figure out a pathway there.
Well, I mean, like I've done sales. I went to my graduate school. I lived in Ireland and England for 5 years. I did graduate school for film. I'm not married to the idea of teaching. Um, but I I'm just I don't want to move somewhere without a job because I'll be terrified. That is the only thing that I don't want to happen. So that's kind of what I was like, oh well, I can teach and it won't be great money, but it'll be some money and it'll get me over there. So that's kind of the thing. But I do have to move with my cat, so that's another thing that makes me nervous because I've had her for 10 years and uh I can't get rid of her.
She's
She's
family. You wouldn't get rid of your
she's
family.
like my third arm. She's like this little attachment. So
Yeah. No, no, no. You would never leave your baby behind like that. You would only leave your mother who's insane. Not your mother. I'm projecting. Sorry.
no, my mother should have been locked up a long time ago, but she's gone now, so it's good. She's roasty toasty down below.
Thank you for sharing.
I just wanted to make you feel like you weren't alone.
I appreciate that. Denise, do
Sharing
not
too
tell
much.
anyone about this conversation over there with our shared family members. All right. Thank you, Sally. Okay, Alyssa, you are closing us out today. Do you remember what your values were?
Uh, yes. So, well, I wrote a lot of them. I'm trying to put them in categories. I think health is the most important. Simplicity, peace, kind of like well-being. I feel that that's all in one category.
Mhm.
I feel if I kind of put my like kind of say what I'm looking for, maybe
Mhm.
that will give you a better idea. So because I work, well, right now I'm on medical leave, but I was working as a nurse in a hospital. Hate it. I burnt out. I basically was like, I don't want to be a nurse anymore.
Mhm.
So, and I want to be somewhere where I can really embrace the true, like, work to live, not live to work.
Mhm.
And um, I'm also, I'm a Northern California girl. I feel like uh, I want some place where, like, I don't want the big city of San Francisco, but I like the aura of it, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
But somewhere I'm a very like loving, touchy-feely person, so that doesn't work here either. So I'd want to be somewhere where people don't mind personal space.
So
And
they don't have, you want people who don't want personal space. They're okay with no personal space.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't have to be like I would arrange like when I was living in when I was living somewhere, I arranged couple parties because I feel like uh, touch, human touch is very, very important.
Okay, okay. We spoke about doing a information technology degree to maybe help with our pivot. Did
Right.
you give some more thought to that? Is that attractive to you at all?
I I did. I wasn't sure about because I'm terrible at math. So I wasn't sure how much of that is super important about it, or unless it's like, oh, you just need applied mathematics.
I'm gonna
Because, for
be
example, like
sorry, go.
what the I
I
was saying that like I learned like dimensional analysis with or like converting because we learned in like nursing, you learn kind of basic math of like uh dosage calculations, and we learned some of that stuff, but that's kind of expensive.
I assure you that is more than you need for an information technology
Okay.
degree. Yeah.
Okay, well that makes me feel better because that also another question asked to me as I met with my mom, and she said because we're trying to find the cheapest, like relatively cheapest program, and she's asking, well, because I said, oh, it costs like 500, maybe 500 a year or something, and she goes, well, does that include books and things like that? And because I don't know how different it is compared to here, where you
Mhm.
have all these extra costs, and I wasn't sure if they are better at including if that's included in the cost or that's kind of the same idea. Or if they spend like I don't know if they spend $400 on books or if they're like, no, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they don't do that here. Most of the time,
Oh, so they're like, no, like 30, $40 of them, like not 150.
we don't even do books.
So
You
you wouldn't have to?
no, you have an online portal where you download the software that you need to be testing and using onto your computer, and then you
Oh,
pretty
good.
much watch Indian YouTube to figure out how to like complete your tasks and all of your
Oh,
curriculum.
thank God.
Yes,
Okay, that's better.
it's okay. Germany would be a really interesting option for you because we have the DAAD scholarship, DAAD, which gives you
Dad. Uh-huh.
€1,000 to do the course and to help cover costs and fees. Here in Germany, if you go to a public university, you can pay as little as €323 per semester. And
Okay.
an information technology degree is 1 to 2 years. Um,
Right.
as a little curveball, though, I was also thinking about Alhambra in Spain. Uh,
Okay.
there's a lot of walking, a lot of outdoors, a lot of like slow pace to living. And coming
Yeah.
back to that health thing, I think it would really put you in a wonderful mindset and a wonderful atmosphere to really prioritize that value for you. Spanish people also
Okay.
can't keep their hands off of one another. German
Right at
people
home. Okay.
cannot get away from one another fast enough. So, like, two very different experiences with the local community, which is why I was trying to
True.
clarify with you.
Yeah. Because yeah, no, I do remember I met some I think they were exchange students. And so the first thing they do when you say goodbye, they were coming right up and kissing me on my cheeks. I was like, oh, okay. And that's just what they do. And I was like, all right, I could yeah, I could deal with that. I was also yeah, on the health thing because it was important to um yeah, like you said, kind of a slow yeah, maybe walking or I also have to for my mental health.
Hmm.
If you leave me alone, I will just stay in my house and stay at my house and it causes this isolation. So I want a place that I can like, no, you're gonna come out with us. We're gonna go some, or there's places to go.
Yeah, shared public spaces are really, really important and something that I can't imagine not having at this point. I've been gone
Right.
from for too long.
Okay.
Cool.
Sorry, one second. Dad, where are you going? Okay.
Step in, and then I'm going to go up to the members line.
I'll just walk with you. Sorry,
All
that's
good.
the hardest thing about going with people. Okay, Alhambra.
Yep.
So the plan would be apply to, is there a master's program there?
There should be a university, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so apply and get a student visa
Mhm.
and
Take the year.
preferably low cost of living.
Yep. Another option would be Toulouse, France. Toulouse is beautiful. And that's actually one of the programs that Seth is considering as well. So you guys could be classmates potentially.
Hey, that'd be cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would definitely be open to, because it's true, like other parts of France, they're not mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much outside of Paris, everybody is a lot more normal. Don't worry.
But it does sound, I mean, I would do, I guess, whichever, but it does sound like the Spanish culture is a little bit more my speed. And actually, I still have to get the information about my great grandmother because I found her on like Ancestry, and I don't know if it's gonna throw a wrench in it, but she actually moved with her family. Dad, how old was your grandma when she moved to Cuba? She was like probably, I think, a teenager. So she moved with her family to Cuba. And then I guess when she was a young adult, she met my grandfather. They actually married in Cuba, and then they had their first child. And then my grandfather was born in the United States.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't know that. I knew that she moved to Cuba, but we didn't know when she left. Because I thought maybe she met him and then he took her to the United States, but no, they actually stayed there for a little bit. So we're trying to get more.
Shouldn't be an issue. Don't worry.
Okay.
Keep on top of trying to figure out if you have access to that Spanish passport, though.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
All right.
So do you think, because you were saying, so if you're saying get in the Spanish, would the plan be, since Spain takes so long to get, is it citizenship after 10 years?
Citizenship after 10 years and permanent residency after 5. So the plan is to retrain with the IT masters, and because you're already
And then
in
find a
Europe,
different country. Yeah.
it'll make you super competitive for that next job, whether it be in Spain itself or another European country.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
I think I like that plan.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. All right, friends, that is our first class wrapping up. Next week is all about visas. So you can take my advice or throw it in the garbage. It's up to you. But start with those countries for the visa process. Sean, I know you're in the middle of getting your passport. Maybe do some investigation on favorable visa terms that you can get with your German passport. So
Okay.
the German passport is actually tied for like the number 2 strongest passport in the world. I'm wondering if there are like other tourist visas where you can like stay in South Africa for 6 months.
Yeah, that's right. Namibia, maybe. I'll check it out. Thanks. That's a good idea.
Yeah. For the rest of you commoners who don't have access to a European passport, remember, you will always, always, always be applying for multiple visas. So the perfect plan would be to be in an environment where you have easy access to a secondary passport, but that's not always the reality for us. And it's okay to not choose the most direct path. It took me 12 years abroad to finally get a second passport. So we just want to know our options, our timelines, and to have as much information as possible because you will have to apply for another visa at some point. Sound good? If everyone, bleh, my English, it's late here now. I'm getting tired. We are going to have an Instagram group chat so we can like continue to like motivate one another, share ideas during the week, etc. If you could email me your Instagram handle, I'll add all of us into a group chat shortly. It's a really wonderful way to like keep in touch really easily. And as we travel, I like to like send hearts to different locations and celebrate people when they actually leave. So sounds good. I will see you all next Sunday to talk about visa hopping and all the horrors that come with it. And I'll send out this recording tomorrow. Sound good? All right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Vanessa.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye.